What's up, guys? It's Mill Creek Relics. Out here doing a little creek hunting with Johnny Styles, the Paleo Hunter, and Eric West. He come down from close to Indy, do a little creek walking, but walked up on that right there.
I don't want tablet knowing my last name.
There you go. We get ready to pull it out there and see what we got.
Yeah, I'm not getting a picture of it because I'm not.
There it is. That's a nice looking point. It's well made. It's got a little nick off the base. Pretty material. It's kind of got a little bevel to it. Alright guys, we'll get back if we find anything else. What's up guys, it's Mill Creek Relics. Back out here on the river, I think it's Saturday, October 3rd. Come up here and hit this place where I found a Clovis several months ago, but we haven't been up here in a while. It looks like I walked up on a piece of worked flint right there. I don't know what it is. It might not be nothing, but we're gonna slide it out here and see what it is.
Base off the blade.
Yep, it's a broke.
It's something. On the board.
Yep, appreciate it. I'll take it. They don't make them anymore either. It's worked. Alright guys, we'll get back. What's up everybody? Back out here on Saturday, I believe it's October 3rd, my buddy Johnny. I've been doing a little cherry picking, walking this edge of the water. And I think I walked up on one. See that right there? Looks like it's all there. We're gonna pull it out and see what we got. Yep, it's not a bad point. It's a little chunky, but it's all there. Killer looking material. Some kind of river cobble. Well, that's a good way to start the day. I appreciate y'all watching, and hope y'all enjoy. Hopefully we'll get on a few more. Hopefully my buddy Johnny will find some. We'll see. It's got a little bit of the cortex right there. Like I said, I'm not sure what that is. If it's a table rock or a bottleneck or something. Sure beats a blank. Alright guys, we'll get back. What's up guys? It's Mill Creek Relics. Just wanted to do a little cleanup of the last couple hunts. Haven't been getting out as much as I like. Been dealing with a little foot issue, so it kind of slowed me down a little bit, but it's getting better. So been able to get out a couple times here and there, and had a buddy come down from Indianapolis, Eric West, good dude, hunted with me and Johnny, Paleo Hunter. So we had a good time, but hunting on the Ohio River and hit my archaic creek site. Found a lot of lost lakes and some Kirk stuff in there, but found a few interesting pieces out of there on the last time out. Eric came down, we took him out there, but just wanted to show y'all some of the stuff and let y'all check it out. All right, we'll start down here and look at some of the brokes. I normally don't like to show the brokes, but some of this stuff is pretty neat. That's a base off of one. You can see how thin it is. It's probably a capina piece. Here's another base. Look at it, almost looks like it's got a flute in it right there. But pretty neat. I bring them home. They don't make the brooks anymore either. I'm almost positive this is a capina. You can see it. It's thin. The base is ground. Here's the base off of probably a knife. Chunky. That came off the Ohio River. It doesn't have any grinding on it or anything, but it's a neat piece. Now this one here came off the Ohio River. I'm not really sure what it is. It's definitely a odd piece. It's pretty big, but it's broke. But you can see how they notched it. It's got knots right there and knots right there. So I don't know if it had been some kind of tool or a big piece of a knife or what. It doesn't have any grinding on it. I mean, it's beat up pretty good right in here. You can see all of it kind of crushed in there where they were notching it. So I'm not really sure on what that is, if it was a bottom off of a big knife or some kind of tool. This one here is a turtleback scraper found on the river. This came off the site where I found the Clovis a few months ago. I mean, that's some beautiful material. I'd love to have a point made out of it. It's almost like a creamy brown root beer color. It's translucent, but that little chunk took off of it right there. But it's nice material, and worth showing anyway, because we don't find a whole lot of material that looks like that. Real nice. I'd love to have a point made out of it, but and we'll move up here. We found this point this past Saturday, and it was laying in the water. I was walking along the edge of the river. There's a little gravel in there, and the water was pretty clear. Saw that laying there, and I picked it up. It's a stem point. It's not anything special, but it's all there. Doesn't really have any grinding on it. I think it might be a table rock, something similar to that, some kind of variant, but it's a nice piece. This came off the same site. It's a real nice little flake knife. You see it. It's got a lot of wear right there. I mean, that thing's almost ground smooth. I don't know if they had it hafted like that. That's just how that piece came off of a spall. It's got a little bit of micro flaking along there, and some on here, just little small micro flakes. And this is some kind of little knife, but you can see the chipping on it. Just a little piece they needed to clean something. Probably discarded it after they got done. Here's another one that's real similar. It's got chipping all the way around there. Real nice material. It's kind of glossy, and it's got a lot of nice colors and swirls and bands in it. This here's a little knife. It's a little handheld. That thing's polished from use right there, pretty smooth, and it's got some serrations along that side. Just a little thumb knife. And here's a little scraper. It's real nice banded material. We found a lot of this material up in that area. It's about the only place I've seen it, but it's got a lot of wear on it right here. It's kind of like a thumb scraper, and then it's got some chipping on that, and it's kind of got the classic bowl to it, so I would have held it like that, but it's real pretty material. And this one here, it came out of our creek site. I found this the day that Eric came down from Indianapolis. He lives somewhere up there around Indy or up past it, but he drove a long way. It was a rough day. That's the first point we found. I think it might be some kind of Kirk, maybe a Kirk stem, but it's got a bevel to it. You can see the bevel there, and the bevel there. There's a well-made piece. I'm pretty sure it's a Kirk. I could be wrong. If anybody has any suggestions, fire away. Had a little nick off the tip, but it looked like it had little flared ears on it, because it's broke right there, just chipped off right there. And this one here, it's kind of chipped off right there, but the notches are ground smooth, and that base is made that way, and it's ground. I mean, it's polished all the way around. But the odd thing about this, I don't know if they recycled it into a knife or if it was made for a knife, but this whole edge right here is ground smooth. I mean, just ground, just like you'd find on a base of an archaic point. And then this side here is not ground, so I don't know if it was some knife form and they ground this top edge. It wasn't a cutting edge, but it's definitely a little different than what I usually find. But like I said, that whole edge right there is grounded. I mean, if you look at it, you can see the grounding on it. It's a real nice point. Pretty happy with that. And then when we were walking back out of that creek, I found this piece. And this is bone. And if you look at that tip on it, it's got polish all over it. You know, and it's got a lot of minerals and deposits all over the outside of it, but it's got a little punch end right here. It's kind of like a trigger awl, but it's polished up. All along here is polished up. There's polished up. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of knapping tool, maybe a flaker or a notcher. But how it survived in that creek, I have no idea. But it was sticking out of the mud, and I saw about that much of it sticking out of the mud. And we found a lot of shells down in there, and we've been finding a lot of discarded bone. But not sure if there's some kind of shell midden that we haven't come across where the stuff's coming from. But I do know from some midden site that I hunt on the river that bone in the middens is usually preserved from the shells. It keeps the bones from kind of deteriorating away. So I'm thinking there may be a midden somewhere along that creek somewhere, because we find a lot of shells, but we haven't actually found and it could be a good clip away from where we've been hunting at. We just haven't made it up to that area. But I'm pretty sure there's a midden site around there somewhere. But that's definitely looks like some kind of tool. I mean, it looks manipulated, and it's not antler. It's made out of bone. If you look at the ends of it, it's a neat piece. It's got a kind of a squared off end right there, and there's a lot of polish on it. It's a nice piece. So, and then I wanted to show y'all what a flint nodule looks like. found along the Ohio River, and they hadn't been cracked open or anything. It's just a raw flint nodule, and that's what a lot of it looks like on the outside. And the Indians cracked them open to get to the material inside to make their arrowheads and tools and everything else. But it's a cool piece. I like it. But all in all, it's been okay. I mean, we haven't had a lot of rain. Haven't really had a lot of opportunities to get out like I normally do. Dealing with a bum foot, but my foot's getting better, and getting to the point in the fall where we're going to get a lot more rain. So hopefully there'll be some opportunity to get out on the rivers and creeks and have some stuff get washed out. But and I got another, before I get off here, I'm going to show y'all a little something that I've been working on. Pick up a lot of flint chips off of Indian sites, and I had literally had buckets of it sitting around, and I've been trying to figure a way out to utilize it for something. So I started running some ideas around and came up with doing some mosaic art with it. But back in the spring, I found an old skull. I don't know if it's a cow or a horse that was laying on an Indian site that was covered in mud, but it washed in from no telling where. And so I started thinking about doing maybe some mosaic art, and there's what I came up with. And it's not a completed piece yet, but I've been basically going through chips of flint and figuring out what fits, just like putting a puzzle together. And that's what I came up with. I still got to put some grout on it, and then once the grout hardens up, then I'm going to put a sealer on it. But it's pretty decent looking stuff. And then right here I just put an old, that's a modern dovetail, but I wouldn't put a good ancient point on there and glue it down. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but that's what I come up with. I mean, so just another way to figure out what you can use flint chips, you know, instead of letting them sit around in buckets or coffee cans, you know. So I think it'll look pretty neat. So hope you guys like it. Like I said, it's not completed yet, but when it's done, I'll try to add it into another future upload, what it looks like completed. But not sure what I'm gonna do with it after I get it done, if it's gonna go in a flower bed or if I'll hang it up in the house somewhere. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope y'all have a nice weekend. Enjoy your Saturday, and if y'all are out hunting, be safe, and good luck to you guys, and we'll get in touch with you next upload. Take care.